Year 1 learners, and welcome to Lesson 46. My name is Danielle and it's great to be back with you again today. Now, you might remember in previous lessons we did lots of learning and thinking about measurement. Or you may have done some learning at school about measurement. You might remember that we can measure objects, like the length of your foot. We can measure spaces, like how big your bedroom is. Or we can measure events, like how long your favourite TV show goes for. The mathematical word we use when we are talking about what we are measuring is attribute. Now, I have something hidden under this blanket, and I'm going to tell you all the attributes that we could measure, and I want you to see if you can guess what's hiding under the blanket. Are you ready? So we could measure the attribute of capacity, like how much water it can hold. We can measure the attribute of temperature, like how hot it gets. Do you think you know yet? Here's some more clues. We can measure the attribute of time for how long it takes from the start to the finish. We could measure the height of the object or the width to see if it will fit on the kitchen counter. Any ideas yet? Okay, here's another clue. We could measure the mass of the object or how heavy it is. Now, this will depend on how much water it is holding. Any ideas? Are you ready? Did you guess a kettle? Well done. Remember not to touch kettles, they can get very hot. So today we are going to focus on one attribute. I'm going to give you some clues and I want you to see if you can guess what attribute we will be looking at today. I have some measuring tools here and I want to see if this gives you a clue about what attribute we will focus on today. Are you ready? Let's make some space. Okay, in my mystery box, let's take a look. Oh, an egg timer. Have you seen one of these? Ah, you might wear one of these. A watch. Ooh. Now this is a timer. Now you might have one of these in your classroom or at home. A wall clock. Do you know the attribute yet? Let's see. We've got one more thing. A kitchen timer. Have you used one of these before? So, can you guess the attribute? Did you say time? Well done. Our learning intention today is to compare the duration of events. Now, time is different from other attributes that we measure because it cannot be seen or felt. For example, when comparing the length of an object, we can clearly see which one is longer or shorter. Or when comparing the mass of two objects, we can feel how heavy they are. I want you to stop and think for a minute. Where in your world do you notice time? Pause the video now. How did you go? You might have thought of your bedtime, or when it's time to brush your teeth, or the time it takes to get to school. Well done. Now, when we talk about time, we are comparing and measuring and understanding the duration of events, or how long things take. Now, when we're talking about events, we're not talking about a big party or something. We're just talking about things that have a beginning and an end. I'm going to get things ready for our next activity. Now, we know that time is the duration of an event from its beginning to its end. Now, I'm going to hold up two images And I want you to think about which image has a shorter duration and which image has a longer duration. Can you help? Okay. So the first two images, we have a soccer game and waiting for your toast to pop. So which has a longer duration? What do you think? Did you say a soccer game? Yeah, let's put that here. And waiting for our toast to pop, it doesn't have a very long duration at all, so let's put it under shorter. Let's try another. Okay, so we have turning on a light or going on a holiday. Which has a shorter duration? Did you say turning on the light? It's very quick. Let's put it under shorter. And our holiday will go under longer duration. Okay, our next two images. What has a longer duration? Going down the slippery dip or reading a whole book? Which has a longer duration? Did you say reading a whole book? Well done. Let's put that here. And going down the slippery dip has a shorter duration. We'll put that here. Okay, our last two pictures. What has a shorter duration? Taking a photo or tying up your shoe? What do you think? Did you say taking a photo? It's very quick. Let's put that with shorter. And tying your shoe has a longer duration than taking a photo. We'll put that here. Thanks for your help, everybody. I'm just going to clear this up now. Now, if two events begin at the same time, the shorter duration will end first and the other will last longer. Now, I have two spinning tops here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best to make them spin at exactly the same time. And we're going to find out which spinning top will last for a longer or shorter duration. Are you ready? Which one do you think will last longer? I think it might be the blue one. Let's give it a go. Ready, set, go. Oh. The blue one has stopped. The pink one is still going. Still spinning, slowing down. Here we go, and it's stopped. So what can you tell me about the spinning tops? Which spinning top had a shorter duration? Did you say the blue? That's right. Shall we try this one more time? Okay. What spinning top do you think will spin for the longer duration? Will it be pink or will it be blue this time? Let's try. Here we go. Oh, pink has stopped and oh, wow, what did you notice? I think they just about had the same duration then. Wasn't that interesting? Let's try this one more time. Are you ready? Oh, which one's going to stop spinning first? Oh, the blue one has stopped spinning. And so the blue one had stopped spinning. It was just rocking back and forth. So I think the pink spinning top was spinning for a longer duration. Is that what you thought? Let's try this in another way. I'll get set up. Now, these are wind-up toys, and what happens when I wind them up, the teeth start chattering. Now, I'm going to wind them up and let them go at the same time, and let's see which toy moves for a longer duration. Are you ready? So I'm going to wind up this one first. I'm not going to let it go till the other one's ready. Here we go. That one's done. Oh dear, this is tricky. Winding, winding, winding. Here we go. Which one do you think will have a longer duration? Okay, are we ready? Set. What did you notice? This one had a shorter duration of moving, and this one had a longer duration. Shall we try that one more time? Great. Okay, this is the tricky bit, winding it up. Winding this one up. Here we go. Oh, trying not to let them go. Ready, and... Tell me what you noticed this time. Which one moved for a longer duration? Was it this one or this one? No, it was this one. Well done, everybody. So when we were looking at the toys, we were exploring which toy was moving for a longer or shorter duration. And we knew that the toy that stopped moving first had a shorter duration, and the toy that kept moving had a longer duration. Thanks for helping me with that. Now, your home task is to think of an event. Now remember, an event is just something that we do all the time. I want you to draw it. Then I want you to draw another event with a shorter duration. For example, if my everyday event was having breakfast, I would draw that like this. Here's my cereal bowl and my spoon. So having breakfast is one event, and something with a shorter duration would be like having a sip of water from a glass. So I would draw my glass. And underneath, I'm going to write longer, because having breakfast has a longer duration, and I'm going to write shorter over here. And do you know what? Just to give even more information, I'm going to write the word duration, longer duration and shorter duration. I wonder what events you might think of. In this lesson, we learnt that time is an attribute that we can measure. We know that time is the duration of an event from beginning to end. We can compare longer and shorter durations. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.